Hello friends! In this video I have prepared for you an awesome card trick without preparation, which you will learn from the first time. So let's begin. Let's take our deck of cards and shuffle it as we know how. It can be shuffled by our viewer. I can shuffle it. It doesn't matter. So we shuffle the cards as we know how. Now ask our spectator to cut the deck about halfway down. Well, let's say the spectator takes it and cuts it down the center. Now, Mr. Spectator, which pile will be mine and which will be yours? Well, let's say the spectator says this pile will be mine, and this pile will be his. Now we have to turn the pile over, and we turn our piles over. And now we have to take our piles, flip to the middle, choose any card we like, memorize it, and put it on top of the pile like this. Well, the spectator, for example, does the same thing. He flips through, pulls any card from the middle, and puts it on top. The spectator takes a card from the center and puts it on top of the pile. The spectator can do a few more trims if he wants. Please, it's not forbidden. I can trim my cards a few more times too. So, dear spectator, now choose which pile we're going to turn face up and which pile we're going to leave face down. Now, let's say our spectator says he's going to turn his pile face up. That's great. Now let's take these cards and shuffle them amongst ourselves like this. Now we can do some more trimming. That's not forbidden. And now, dear spectator, look, we have made a complete chaos in the deck. All the cards are shuffled like this, scattered. Well, let's take it from here and not stop there. Let's shuffle the cards again. Let's shuffle them again. Now we can shuffle like this. Now we can take one pile and turn it over and shuffle it one more time. Now we can take one more pile, turn it over, and shuffle it one more time. And so we can shuffle indefinitely. By the way, guys, I always dreamed of working in a casino. My dream didn't come true, but I learned how to shuffle cards, like in a casino. So let's shuffle them just like that. We're going to shuffle all our cards and make a real mess. So all our cards are here, and we can gather them like this, and start, in general, throwing them away. We don't need these cards. We don't need these cards either. We don't need these cards. 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 Basically, we don't need all these cards. We just need one single card. The very card, dear viewer, that you've been memorizing. And that was the 3 of clubs. It's a great card trick, folks. Before we move on to the tutorial, please support the channel by liking, commenting, and be sure to subscribe if you haven't yet. Well, we're going to move on to the tutorial. So, friends, let's learn this trick. First of all, you take absolutely any deck you want, and you can give it to your spectator to shuffle. Let's assume that the spectator will shuffle it himself in various ways. Everything will be done as you need it. So the deck is shuffled. Ask the spectator to lift it approximately in the center, so that we have 2 halves of the deck. Now, let's say the spectator takes it and trims it right here. That's it. Now you ask him to choose which pile is yours and which is the spectator's. Well, let's say the spectator says this pile will be his and this pile will be mine. Okay. Okay. Okay, now we need to look at the bottom card of the spectator's pile. It's very easy to do. We just say to the spectator, repeat after me. I turn the deck over, the spectator repeats exactly the same way, picks up the deck and turns it over. I see that it's the 10 of clubs, and that's what I need to memorize. It's the key card that we'll use to find the spectator's card. So I've memorized the 10 of clubs, I take my pile and say, now let's pick any card we like and memorize it. I pulled out absolutely any card, I don't have to memorize it. And I put it on top of the deck. The spectator does the same thing. So the spectator takes his pile, looks through, picks any card he likes. Suppose he has memorized the Ace of Hearts and puts it exactly the same way on top. and puts the deck face down. Now we say that the deck must be trimmed. We take it and trim it. And the spectator also takes the ace of hearts and covers the ace of hearts with the 10 of clubs. Done. Now pick again any pile which we turn face up and which we leave face down. For example, the spectator says, let's turn this one upside down. But remember that the spectator's card is here, face down. It's left with the key card. We do one riffle shuffle and we collect these cards, that's it. After that, we need to trim the deck a few times. We can trim it once, we can trim it 2 or 3 times. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But we remember that the spectator card is still face down. So I turn the deck over so that the spectator's card is face up, and I spread that deck out on the table. I say to the spectator, look at the chaos we've created in this deck. But I'm actually looking with my eyes for my key card that I've memorized. It's the 10 of clubs, and I'm looking through it, and I find it. And the next card that will lie to the right of it, it will always be the spectator card. Yes, between them now are 2 cards that are face down. During the shuffle of the riffle shuffle, they fell between the ace and the 10. That's normal. Keep in mind that your job is to find the key card and the next card face up, to the right of the key card. This will be the spectator card. Okay, I've memorized it's the ace of hearts. That's all I need to know. So the spectator card is the ace of hearts. I collect these cards again, and now for distraction, I can shuffle in as many different ways as I want. I can shuffle overhand. I can shuffle with the shuffle riffle. I can do the shuffle several times. It doesn't affect anything. The main thing is to get it right at the very end during the presentation. I'm going to show you how to do it. So we've shuffled. Now we can turn over part of the deck and shuffle them again. Let's say we increase the chaos in the deck. Again, we'll flip and shuffle again. Again, we'll flip and shuffle again. So we've got the deck shuffled, we can trim. And now we finish up by doing the croupier shuffle in the casino. I say I always dreamed of working in a casino, but my dream didn't come true, but I learned how to shuffle like a casino. I spin these cards and start shuffling them like this. While I'm shuffling like this, I look for the ace of hearts with my eyes. Yes, I look for it, but I don't find it. I don't see it. That means he's face down. I say we're going to collect these cards, turn them over like this, and shuffle them again. And I see the ace of hearts. That's mine. That's my ace of hearts. I take it and I start picking up the cards. And now I've got it pressed down. I've got it pressed down with my fingers, and now I turn the cards over. I say there's no ace here, there's no ace here, there's no ace, there's no ace, there's no ace, there's no ace anywhere. That's how I hold it. And then I turn it over. And I'm left with just one card. And that, of course, is your ace of hearts. That's the trick.